Hello, and welcome to another Win Daily Sports show. My name is Michael Brazil. I got my man Ghost here with me, and we are breaking down this NBA DFS slate for, I hear it's actually National Margarita Day, so this Margarita Monday, if you don't mind me going with that, Ghost. I know you're mojitos, man, but if it's the National Day, let's rock with it, right?
I'll allow it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, we will notify the internet that it is okay to rock with that. So we think we have an 8-game slate, 7-game slate, 10-game slate, whatever it is. It doesn't matter because Ghostman is going to be breaking it down for us. We're going to have your DFS plays. We are going to have your betting plays. We're going to have some player props along the way. Please smash the hell out of that like button. Show us a little bit of love. We always appreciate that. Get in the chat. Ask us all the questions you got. I know we're kind of it's a weird time because it doesn't lock till 8, so we might not get any news, but we have enough news. We got some very, very, very important news a little earlier today that opened up a lot of stuff. So we'll be able to break all that down, show us some stuff, and we're already seeing Charlie in the chat, PJ Tucker Showdown, Captain Night. Of course, I mean, PJ Tucker every night. Ride or die with that guy, as Ghost always likes to do. Ghostman, I guess, how excited? This slate's a weird one, 8 o'clock start. You get to make your dinner and not have to worry. What are you feeling for this?
Yeah, it's a little weird. Usually I eat after the slate starts, or it depends how much exposure I have to the early games before I actually eat. And just in general, I like to eat later. I like to eat at 8:30, but this kind of throws a wrench into the plans a little bit. So I'll probably eat right after we get off, and then go back and tinker a little bit, or maybe I'll just keep my lineups as is. Sometimes sometimes it works out better that way. So
sometimes
we'll see what the plan is.
The best thing you can do. So let us get to it. I actually forgot to notify everyone in Discord, so let me go do that right now. I will bring up this first game for everybody so we can see it. We have Chicago. We have whoever the hell Chicago is playing, and Chicago is favored by 1. Houston Rockets. There we go. Chicago is favored by 1 on the road. Over under of 226.5. I know this was an early favorite for game of the day, game stack of the day. How are you feeling about it now? Obviously, a bunch of people out. Wood, Oladipo, Cousins, marking in. I mean, just seems like most of the Otto Porter Jr. is still out. Is this Zach LaVine lock night at 9,500?
On DraftKings, not necessarily, but on FanDuel, I have a hard time getting away from him. I was really surprised to see how low owned Zach LaVine is, both he and Bradley Beal, actually. I guess because a lot of people are seeing some underpriced shooting guards over on FanDuel, where you have SGA and Donovan Mitchell at 7,500 and 8,300 respectively there. So nobody's paying up for Zach LaVine or Bradley Beal. Everyone's playing LeBron. So right now in my main, I do not have LeBron, and I do have Zach LaVine. I want to talk about 2 fast teams. These guys rank 3rd and 4th in the NBA in pace. 0 defense whatsoever. Like 2 teams that just don't even know what defense is. And now you have all these guys are out that, you know, when we're talking about pay-up options, it's pretty much Zach LaVine, John Wall, and then it stops. So when you're looking at this from a game stack perspective, like even Brian wrote up the strategy for this one, it's not an Atlanta Dallas stack where you're like, oh man, how am I going to jam in Trae Young, Luka, KP, and Capella? Like the only 2 gut stars, I guess you could say honestly like this, they're considered stars. Who else are you going to jam in this game other than Zach LaVine and John Wall, right? So I wrote up this game a ton. There's a lot of guys that I like from this one. Based on all those injuries, we already knew that Depot was extremely doubtful. They said he's pretty much not playing. Christian Wood's out for quite some time now, and DeMarcus Cousins with that heel injury, and they already said that they're going to part ways within the next couple of days there. So you have a lot of usage going around. I have a hard time getting away from John Wall today. That's the guy that I'm building both my lineups with on FanDuel and DraftKings. As much as I don't like playing chalk players in GPP, who else is scoring for Houston tonight? Outside of Eric Gordon banging home a couple shots, we're talking about legitimate scoring threats here. John Wall can easily drop 35 and 5, if not more, in a game like this, especially in this game environment where we're talking about teams that want to play fast. John Wall is the player that wants to play fast in the entire NBA. So
yeah, and I think
I'm locking in John Wall.
You also texted me earlier today with the Yossi smashing GIF, which might be my favorite GIF of all time now, and especially because it's on my phone. Anytime I scroll up in our conversation, it's just Yoshi hitting me in the face with a hammer. John Wall, what was the PRA? 31?
36 and a half. I got it at 36 and a half. It's a little higher than I would like it to be, but I don't see John Wall scoring under 26 points. You couple that with 5 and 5.
You're right there.
It's an easy hammer for me for 36 and a half. John Wall, it's one of my favorite player props, if not my favorite one, on the entire night. Some secondary pieces as well. I do have some exposure. Guys like Jayshawn Tate. Who else is sharing the front court with Jayshawn Tate? PJ Tucker?
Yeah.
no one's sharing the front court with Jay
I'm just
Sean
gonna
Tate.
bring up
So
PJ Tucker now.
if you play PJ Tucker today, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 rebounds, dude.
If there was a bet for PJ Tucker PRA versus PJ Tucker fouls, I would take the fouls every night.
Damn.
And I would probably make money at the end of the season.
Well, actually, yeah.
Depending on the odds, because realistically, the odds would be pretty nuts.
I guess that's true.
The odds would be pretty nuts.
All right.
The juice would obviously be on the PRA, like hardcore on the PRA. You'd get it at least 2-1. At least.
Yeah, this game against Charlotte, where he played 13 minutes and got 2 assists. I feel like personal fouls 3. Yep, you would have won that one.
See, boom. Easy money every time. So PJ Tucker is coming in 25% owned, third highest owned player on the entire slate. Thanks for donating.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. So thanks for donating. But hard no for me on PJ Tucker. I like Jay Sean Tate. I like Eric Gordon. David Nwaba as well as a guy that can get hot from deep, and they don't have to play big, right? Chicago doesn't have a big lineup out there. On the Chicago side, it's Zach LaVine all day. Kobe White's an interesting GPP play because if his shot's dropping, then he could really get there. But for me, it's more LaVine over Kobe White. And Wendell Carter Jr. is somebody that he gets exploited in a ton of matchups. But I think the one and only team that's more exploitable at the center position than Chicago is Washington. So Wendell Carter Jr. is definitely a viable option, especially on FanDuel, where center absolutely blows tonight.
Yeah, not a great night for center, especially. Let's go. We got Jason Champ, FanDuel GPP, Wall, Conley, Levine, THJ, LBJ, Valentine, Clark, Kuzma, and Carter.
I would come off Clark for Roby and then upgrade Denzel Valentine.
Bang. There you go. That's what you get. And remember,
there's only 3 power forwards I'm playing. There's only 3 power forwards I'm playing tonight on FanDuel. It's Tate, Kuzma, and Isaiah Roby. That's it.
Kuzma. Interesting. Let's roll to the next game. So again, the first game locks at 8, and then the next game's not till 8:30. So again, you get your exposure to this game, and as we always say, make sure you backload your lineups if I'm not mistaken. So put your guards in your from that first game in that point guard, shooting guard, especially over there on DraftKings, and then that way you can still tinker. And as Ghost said, after you eat your mojitos or drink your mojitos and your margaritas, you can go back to your lineup and make sure everything looks good from there after you check out the projection model. I think that's something very important. We always love to check that bad boy because Ghost put a lot of time and energy in it and is continuously perfecting it to show us how to make a lot of money. All right, let's move on to the next game, Memphis and Dallas. It is a 8:30 start, technically 8:40. I hate that they do that, but Dallas is favored by 5 at home. Over under is a sweet 232.5, and that looks like it's the highest on the slate by about 4.5 points. So good spot to be in. Actually on the Grizzlies tonight. Paying attention. Capper Steve knows what he's doing. I'll take it. He's on the Grizzlies tonight. I believe him. Grizzlies just got waxed, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not super confident in it, but he's super confident in it. I'm super confident in him. If so facto, I'm going to take all of his bets. Anyway, Ghostman, what do you like from this game? Luka? Luka?
Yeah. One thing I forgot to mention about the Chicago-Houston game is that I'm hammering the over as well, 226.
Now I appreciate you letting me know because now I can go place that bet.
Hammering now, and that was one that I forgot to text you there. I always do the spreads and the totals pretty much on live before I even text you. The player props, you're the first one that I always text early in the morning there at the 6 a.m. text. But the over-unders, I like to wait closer to lock, and that first one is one that I'm hammering the over. Luka PRA today, I guess I could say I kind of got lucky. I took Luka PRA at 44.5, I believe, or 45.5. I don't even care what it is because it's under 50, and now it's at 51.5.
Yeah, it's up there.
Because Porzingis is possibly not playing in this one, so I guess I kind of lucked out on that one. I think he would have hit it anyways. Now it's like a surefire thing that over 44.5, he's gonna smash, especially if Porzingis is out in this one. I love picking on Jean Morant's defense, or I don't even know what to call it. It's not defense, whatever he does out there, but. This is a spot where Luka can absolutely dominate the game. And if the Mavs even have a remote chance in winning this one, it's because Luka drops 50 raw. There's no other way that they win this game.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if Luka just straight up hits 50 points, right? These last couple games, 44, 46, 42 in there. Like this dude, he's been going absolutely bonkers the last few nights. He is up to 11.4 in salary. That is difficult. How are you building around him? Because my goodness, that That is that's not even like 10-5. Like 11-4 is a huge amount of salary coming out of your salary cap.
Yeah, so he's not coming in extremely highly owned, and it's exactly because of that, because there's pretty much no value on the slate, right? When PJ Tucker's the third highest owned player on the slate, that's because you're forcing value plays to play guys like LeBron, and to me it doesn't make sense. So I say that as I have Luka Doncic in my main build right now. So there are a couple of value plays that I don't mind taking some shots on. But it's going to be tough to jam in Luka. He's a lock play for me on FanDuel. Everyone's playing LeBron, no one's playing Luka. For me, it's the opposite. Give me Luka over there. But on DraftKings, it's tough. With the amount of value that's there or lack thereof, it's very tough to get up to his salary. But we have a way to do it, especially if Porzingis is out. You could go to guys like Willie Cauley-Stein, guys like Maxi Kleber. KCP is coming in somewhat higher owned, but you know what? LA's in a good spot against Washington. We'll talk about that game towards the end of the stream there. So there are a couple guys that you could kind of jam in and find a way to get Luka in. It's just when we talk about fringe value plays, tonight is the definition of exactly that. Mm-hmm. That these guys can put up 10 just like they can, claw their way to 20 to 25, but none of these guys are going to have a crazy night where they are putting up 45 points. So going stars and scrubs is definitely going to be contrarian tonight, and it could pay off if Luka drops a 70 piece. It doesn't matter really what your value play is. The fact that you jammed in Luka there, it makes up for your value play getting maybe 10 to 15 points if he lets you down.
Yeah, it could be a little disappointing, but I think again, if with no KP, he's an absolutely a smash spot. So first two games 8 and then 8:30. The rest are 9, and then we have a 10 o'clock game as well. We have Miami and OKC. Looking here at our friends over on DraftKings, Miami is favored by 7. Over under of 213. Yikes. Al Horford is out. Tyler Hero is questionable. Gordon Dragic's still out. George Hill's still out. Trevor Ariza, I guess just trade the guy at this point. I don't even know why he's even listed here. But how is there anything? I mean, Jay Butt going up against whatever you want to call OKC's defense. Shea maybe. Bam going up against who? I don't know. Anything from this game?
I wrote up Jimmy Butler because I don't mind him in this spot, and the guy's just been getting a triple-double every single game since he came back from COVID. It's like I feel like I've been saying that, and now we're like 12 games deep, and it's pretty much just his norm now, where he's just dropping a triple-double. Like I can't even say he's been on a tear since coming back from COVID. It's been 12 games in a row. Like it's just the guy's been playing out of this world. So if you want to play Jimmy Butler, especially if you have a lineup construction with LeBron in there at small forward, and then you kind of shift things over where you need that extra $1,200 from LeBron to Jimmy Butler, it's not exactly a bad pivot, right? And then you hope that Jimmy Butler ends up scoring the same-ish points as LeBron, and then with that $1,200 upgrade that you have there, that's where you end up differentiating yourself from the field. So in that perspective, I do like Jimmy Butler. No Bam for me today. It's hard enough to fit guys like Luka and LeBron and John Wall and these other payups. The last guy I would even consider in a spot like that would be Bam. It's a good spot against Isaiah Roby and Mike Muscala and Darius Bazley and whoever else is going to try and face him up in the paint, but it's just I'm not paying $8,800 or he's $89 on FanDuel for Bam Adebayo, that's for sure. Lock play for me is Isaiah Roby. It's just automatic when Horford's out. I play Isaiah Roby. Pretty tough matchup against a Miami front court. They did raise his price as well at $4,900 too. So when he was at 36, 37, he got up to 4K. Now he's getting into that 5K range. So he has to continue balling out, but with so little value on this slate, he's still going to be one of the best point per dollar options out there. So Isaiah Roby's a lock button for me on DraftKings, and I do have a ton of him on FanDuel. He's likely going to be in my main lineup with Kyle Kuzma. Just depends if I could find a way to Jayshawn Tate or not over there. But on DraftKings, he's a 100% lock button. And if you want to take a flyer on a value play, again, because there are none pretty much, you can't find anybody at $4,500 in that would play 32 minutes on a better offense than Kelly Olynyk. So he could drop 10, like he could drop 30. There's no really in between for a guy like this. He was fairly consistent for a bit of time, but now that Miami's finally getting somewhat healthy out there, it's tough for me to lock button Kelly O. But at 4,500, there's nobody remotely close to as safe as an option as Kelly Olynyk in terms of minutes. And when we're talking about getting 30 minutes, I'd rather take a shot on a guy like that at 4,500 than take a shot on a 40% owned Justice Winslow who is playing his second game in like the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. What happened to him?
He's just had so many injuries. It's
Yeah,
like, I don't even. I remember watching him in Miami. He's a really good basketball player. It's just, where does he fit into the Memphis rotation tonight? I don't know.
I mean, doesn't matter.
Like,
Kind of just see if you have anything in the guy at that point. Memphis isn't.
It's
really
like he could get 20 minutes. Like, he could get 2. Like last game they got absolutely thumped, right? But it's because Grayson Allen was out and Kyle Anderson was out, and they had all these guys out. Like, there's so many that I don't even remember. Brandon Clark was out also, and there was 1 or 2 more guys that were out. And it's just, okay, Justice Winslow comes back, drops 20 fantasy points in 20 minutes, okay, but 4 of key members of the rotation were out. So what it's going to look like tonight, Justice Winslow could easily be a DNP CD on a slate like this. And he's coming in 40% on. There's no way I'm touching Justice Winslow tonight.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird slate, as you said. There's not enough news to really break it up. So I guess you got to do something. But 40%, that's just his second game back.
The guy legitimately might not see the court tonight.
Yeah, that's. I mean, thanks for donating.
We have him projected for 18 minutes, and that I trust it 100%. But at the same time, it's like you won't know until the game is live. Yeah. Projections are projections. They project things. Whoa. So it's just, to me, it's like it's not exactly 100% accurate all the time. And I'm sitting there at this Memphis rotation. I'm like, where does Justice Winslow fit in? How does he get minutes to get that path? It's not like Tyus Jones is not going to play. It's not like DeAndre Melton's not going to play. All these guys Desmond Bane's going to play before Justice Winslow. They're not just going to sit Bane to play Justice Winslow. Like, it's like, who's sitting out that Justice Winslow is getting 20 minutes?
What I will say is Justice Winslow and Tyus Jones were on the 2015 national championship team. Actually,
with the same haircut too.
Wait a second. This is live. I actually don't know if I'm wearing it or not. Am I wearing my Duke sweater? Yeah, I am. I'm wearing my Duke shirt.
Things didn't even do that on purpose. To see.
That's too funny. I didn't even do that on purpose. That's 2015 national championship game was incredible. Big Duke fan. Justice totally touched that ball. Like, I don't even think, like, it was obvious to me sitting there in my bed watching, like, he 100%. You saw the ball change rotation, like how they called that to Duke. I mean, obviously I know why. That's what you get when you know it's Duke going up against Wisconsin. But I will be the first to tell anybody he 100% touched that ball. Still love the fact that Duke won that natty. So there's Brian. I knew if we talked about
was that Frank Kaminsky's year with Sam Decker also?
Sam Decker, Frank Kaminsky.
Sam Decker. We were talking about it in Discord the other day. Sam Decker.
I think I saw.
I have no idea where he's playing now.
I'm gonna say Charlotte, but I have literally zero clue. Is Charlotte on this? Charlotte's on the slate, right? Yeah. We'll get to it. Maybe we'll check it out in a second. Let's hop there. Oh no, we're gonna do another one first. Portland and Phoenix. This should be a fun one. Phoenix favored by 6 at home. Over under of 227. When do we see like the rest of Portland again? Do they come back? CJ McCollum, Yusuf Nurkic, like, are they gonna come back or no?
McCollum is 2 to 4 weeks out.
Okay.
Nurkic, I have no idea.
He broke his wrist, right? It was kind of shit.
I feel like it's gonna be after the All-Star break, but I honestly have no idea.
Repairs will be reevaluated in 6 weeks.
End of January. So probably mid-March.
4 weeks ago.
Yeah, probably you're probably looking at mid-March there. So after the All-Star break, probably for Nurk. But
so can Dame? Why is Dame not getting more respect for MVP? Because like he is carrying this team 100%. They're in a playoff spot still. Like, what is going on, people? Why do we not respect this guy for MVP? His odds are still like plus 2,000. I don't get it.
I don't understand how he's not starting in the All-Star game.
Is he really? He's not
starting.
Who's starting over?
Luka got it over him. Like, I get it.
Yeah, but
the All-Star game is for the fans.
Yeah.
People want to see Luka Doncic.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Mavs are so bad.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
I'm not saying Luka is not an All-Star. That would just be that's crazy. But how is he starting over Dame? Like, this whole fan vote thing, this and that. I'm definitely not a fan, but it is what it is. Yeah, I know. I just keep repeating where I keep throwing these little Dr. Seuss things over and over again by accident.
Was a fan.
Yeah, it's just how are you gonna put Luka in starting over Dame?
I mean, dude has
single-handedly carrying his team to a playoff spot.
It is incredible, dude. It is incredible. We actually have a question here. So, what do we do with Cauley Stein if KP does play way too overexposed to him?
You don't play him.
Yeah, I think so. So then I guess
KP plays, you don't like that whole value situation
scramble.
is gone. Yeah,
Scramble, I guess at that
that whole value situation is gone if Porzingis plays. So
fans
I wouldn't play any of
fans.
those guys. Kleber, Willie Cauley-Stein, James Johnson, any of those guys. They're not in my lineups at all if KP plays.
Have fun with PJ Tucker. Steph should start over both of them anyway. Yeah,
Steph's winning MVP, and I'm gonna cash my plus 850. So it's
bro.
perfect.
I'm cashing my plus whatever 15 or 1600. Let's go.
Should have told me when it was that. I would have.
I did.
Doubled down.
I came on here and told you. I
I don't remember anything.
All right.
Like,
I think you could still get it at pretty solid odds. I still think it's quite, like 4 digits.
Tell me how Steph's not MVP this season.
He missed some shots in that one game. Brooklyn keeps destroying them.
Tell me how Steph's not MVP this season.
I don't know. That's
Take Steph off the Warriors. They're dead last in the entire league. They're probably worse than the Pistons.
Take Bradley Beal off the Wizards and put him on the Heat. And that's the end of my just that's it. That's all I want to say. Just saying that. Just going to speak that into existence. Still got some. Is the Bulls Wiz game getting a lot of ownership?
No. Surprised. No. I don't get it. I really don't understand the slate. Brian, Adam, and I were talking all day, and we're like, oh, it'll regulate itself. And here we are talking about 40% on Justice Winslow and 30+% on PJ Tucker. So
things you love to see.
It
and Bulls.
I don't get it. It's
just to
these guys are 3rd and 4th in pace, and I don't even have to look. They're probably bottom 5 in defense, both of them.
Nice.
They don't play D, so
you loved things you love to see. It.
Times 2.
So basically, KP News dictates our optimal lineup. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm so front loaded on that first game that I'm gonna know exactly how I'm doing before any of the other games even start. So for me, it doesn't change my lineup, but for others, yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that that's exactly why I'm front loading that first game. It's the best game environment, and I don't want to put myself in an if and but situation where. What happens if KP gets ruled in at 8:01 p.m. Eastern? What are you gonna do? Who are you pivoting to? At that point, you're pivoting to a 40% on PJ Tucker.
Oh fuck yeah!
Who else are you playing?
Go! Stop talking so dirty. Luka, KCP, James Jones, Roby, Nunn, Finney Smith, Muscala, DraftKings, GPP. I think I fucked something up in there.
I think it's James Johnson. Is it James Johnson?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, LeBron James.
5, yeah, 6, 7, 8.
Jones.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay, Jones. I read it as James Jones.
I was like, wait.
James Jones is like the GM of the Suns, so like I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway,
the only guy I wouldn't consider in there would be Kendrick Nunn and Finney Smith. Again, it's 100% dependent on Porzingis being out. So in that aspect, I would have a pivot planned. But outside of that, it's a strong lineup. Nobody's playing Muscala. Everyone's playing Roby, and rightfully so. But if you get a Muscala game where he goes, 21 points and like 1 rebound, which is pretty much what he does, he could bang home some threes, and he's probably dirt cheap on DraftKings too. So,
love to see it. What games are referring to getting a lot of ownership?
It's not really game environments in general. It's more so just individual players. LeBron is through the roof. Winslow's through the roof. PJ Tucker. KCP is like 25%. Who else was there? I just sent it to the guys before. Those are pretty much the 4 guys that are really, really high owned. I'm sure John Wall is going to be in the top 5 as well, but rightfully so. Outside of that, it's pretty much those guys: LeBron, Justice Winslow, PJ Tucker, and KCP.
PJ Tucker. Oh, you'll love to see it. I forgot. We never even started talking about this game. We kind of just went off on a little tangent about the MVP race. How do you feel about this one, though? Portland and Phoenix. I was about to switch over. I was like, shit, we didn't even talk about this one. How do you like this game?
If you end up running one lineup today, even if it's in like a 5-cent contest where you enter with crowns, take your lineup, duplicate it, and just swap out whatever stud you paid for, whether it's Luka, LeBron, whoever, and just put Damian Lillard in there. Because to me, it's like if you take the chalkiest of all chalk lineups, the highest aggregate ownership lineup possible, and you're gonna have LeBron James in there because he's coming in the highest owned player on the entire slate. What happens if Dame just outscores LeBron and you're jumping thousands of people? Because everybody knows that's the way NBA DFS is, and now every sport's becoming like that, where there's lineup chains of the exact same lineup. And it's just the highest aggregate ownership lineup. Why don't you just take out LeBron and swap in Dame? Because then at that point, you're not saying, oh my God, I have PMR remaining and it's PJ Tucker. Oh my God, I don't know if someone's going to get scratched in the last game of the day and it's 10 p.m. and I have nobody to pivot to. You're not worrying about that. You're worrying about a legitimate star outscoring a star. You're worried about Dame outscoring LeBron. You're not worried about PJ Tucker versus Ben McLemore. Like, it's like these are two guys that can ball out, and realistically, Dame can outscore LeBron today.
Holy shit.
How else is Portland beating Phoenix? And this guy's been going off, bro. He's shooting the ball 30 times a game.
That's insane.
He is shooting the ball 30 times a game.
Legitimately 30, 28, 25, 26 in his last 4. That's ridiculous.
Like
17 3-point shots.
And he's coming in 5% owned because everybody's playing LeBron. Everybody. And that's okay. It's fine. I get it. LeBron and Luka are by far my priority spend ups. All I'm saying is that if I take my exact lineup and I find the way to make a lineup where I have $500 left over and I go LeBron to Dame, at that point it's a one-on-one, me versus tens of thousands of people, because everybody runs that same lineup, or it's Dame versus LeBron. That's a shot I'm willing to take to jump tens of thousands of people in a large field contest.
I love it.
Dame is 5% owned. CJ McCollum is not coming back anytime soon. Joseph Nurkic is not coming back anytime soon. Who else is shooting the ball? You have to think, put yourself in the Portland. It's like put yourself in the Portland locker room right now, and you're like, okay, what has to happen for us to win this game against Phoenix? And if you haven't watched Phoenix games, you're missing out. Which we also said on the preview show.
That's true.
The preseason show.
You did.
It's one of the highest teams it's one of the teams we were the highest on by far. They're balling out. How does Portland win this game if Dame doesn't shoot the ball 30 times? They not only don't win, they lose by 20 if that doesn't happen. No one's playing him. Nobody's playing him.
5%.
It's a mistake. It's a big mistake.
Rock with it.
So value plays from that one. I wouldn't get too cute with it. Derrick Jones Jr. is getting a ton of minutes. Again, is it the sexiest of names? No. Guys like him, guys like Kelly Olynyk, they're not guys that are going to break slates. They're not going to put up 50 DraftKings points. But what they will give you is they will give you 30 minutes. And that's exactly what you need. I don't want to worry about any of these guys potentially not playing. Justice Winslow is 40% owned, and he might not even see the court tonight.
Yikes.
You're pivoting from a 40% owned Justice Winslow to a guy that you know is starting and getting 30 minutes. So DJJ, is he the sexiest of plays? Absolutely not. Not even remotely close. But he will give you 30 minutes, and that's exactly what you need on a slate like this. So he's somebody that I have interest in. Outside of that, Chris Paul is just turning back the clock. He's been doing it all season. Smashed his PRA last game. That was fun. He almost hit it just on assists alone. He had 19 assists.
Joke. How do you have 19 assists in a game? That's insane.
PRA was 29.5. And even my boy texted me. He was like, man, Chris Paul is like, he's slowing down. Like, what happened? And I was like, bro, trust the process. It's going to happen. We're there. Because he already had 8 assists at that point. I was like, bro, all he needs is to start scoring. And that's when you're like, you're good. Because then it adds up really quick. We took the PRA at 29.5. The guy had 19 assists. It was just absurd, but that was fun.
It was fun. I did enjoy that.
If you're living in the mid-range, John Wall, Chris Paul would be my 2 guys tonight. 7,800 Chris Paul, 8,000 John Wall. Those would be my 2 guys.
Love it. Also, just a programming note, Frank Kaminsky is on the Phoenix Suns. We're going to find out where Sam Decker is potentially the next game. We will see.
I think he's in the league.
Charlotte. I don't know. I honestly have zero idea. But for some reason, I'm thinking he's in those hideous green uniforms. So I want him to be on Charlotte. So we'll see. This is a question.
No.
That's all I'm going to. Okay.
No.
Not even for a third stud. Because then Charlie comes back and is like,
PJ Tucker's 3,500. Let me put it this way. I'm going to make this like as crystal clear as I could be. PJ Tucker's 3,500 tonight. He could be negative 3,500. Like if you slot him in, DraftKings will give you $53,500 to make the rest of your lineup. I would still not play him.
So in this lineup,
he's
particular,
the third highest. If a PJ Tucker's in it, it's no.
Well, what do we do with it? How do we? Where can we go? Because Luka, Levine, and Waba Roby, John Wall, THT, and THJ. We just need one spot. 3,500.
That's the other guy that's ridiculously high on. THT is like 30% on with KCP.
That's weird.
Like that lineup, you have if KP gets ruled out, Luka's ownership going to skyrocket.
Yeah.
and it's probably going to come off LeBron a little bit. It's going to balance out a little bit.
LeBron
right now is LeBron's 45, Luka's 20. They'll probably end up being 30 to 30. They'll both be in between that 30 to 35 range. So that he's high owned. Levine nobody's playing Levine. That's okay. And Waba, okay, I like that play. Roby's going to be high owned. PJ Tucker's the third highest owned player on the slate. John Wall's high owned. THT is high owned, and then you have THJ, who nobody's playing. So it's but even then, but if KP gets ruled out, both he and Luka's ownership goes up. At that point, it's this is more of a cash line than a GPP line. And if that's the kind of contest that you're playing, that's great. I just personally, I can't play cash night because you need ownership in cash lineups, and I'm not playing a 40% on PJ Tucker ever. That would be a good cash lineup though.
Decker GPP, is in Russia, apparently. I don't know. I did not fact check that.
Wow.
I did not fact check that.
That's sad.
And this is a great point as well. Grayson Allen also on that national championship game for Duke. I was a huge fan of the Pelicans last year because it was Duke South. I think I'm a huge fan of the Grizzlies this year now because they're Duke kind of almost South. Grayson Allen didn't play last game. He'll slide into Winslow's time. Yeah.
That's exactly what we were saying before. Brandon Clark didn't play. Grayson Allen didn't play. Kyle Anderson didn't play. There was a bunch of guys that didn't play.
Maybe they could get Trey Jones down there.
I don't see how the 10th man in that rotation is going to be 40% owned. I don't get it.
Wall, Levine, THT, Cam Johnson, Joe Val, Luka, Adija, Willie Cauley-Stein.
See, we're talking about fringe value. Cam Johnson, Danny Avdija, THT, Willie Cauley-Stein. There's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts in there.
If this, then that.
What needs to happen for THT to go off today? You probably need the Lakers to blow out the Wizards. Are realistic? Can they blow out anybody without Anthony Davis?
The Wizards? I think so.
They've won 5 or 6 in a row.
So it's still the Wizards.
It's still Bradley Beal.
That's
not
true.
The Wizards, it's Bradley Beal.
You're right.
So it's that. That's the thing. It's that works out, but there's a lot of if this happens, then my lineup is good. So, but that's the kind of slate that it is. So I respect taking shots like that.
Weird and wacky, baby. That's what we're here for. Charlotte and Utah. I'm going to look for Sam Decker, but we'll see what happens. Utah's favored by 12.5. Jesus Christ. And the juice is on that 12.5, so it's probably going to move to 13. Over-under sits at
30 games in a row now?
Some ridiculous number. Over-under sits at 227. Little juice on the over. That's always nice, too. What do you like on this one? LaMelo Ball's still sitting there at 86. Donovan Mitchell's starting to come to life, if I'm not mistaken. 78, 87. Yeah. Kind of cool if he, wins the MVP. I wouldn't be angry about that. My plus 30,000 ticket I look super smart if that happens. Talk to me. What are you liking from this game?
I really like Donovan Mitchell in this spot. My only concern is if Charlotte could keep it close enough, and I don't know if they do. That's the one thing. I like him better on FanDuel, where everyone's playing SGA and nobody's playing Donovan Mitchell. No one's playing Zach LaVine. Those are 2 guys that I'm really targeting to pair with Eric Gordon in my main lineup. So it's just I don't know if Charlotte keeps this one close enough for him to have a ceiling game. I don't see him going below 40, but if I'm paying 8,700 for somebody, I want one of those 55 plus Donovan Mitchell games. Mm-hmm. Charlotte's been giving up a ton of threes lately too. He's been shooting the 3 ball well, taking a lot more of them. You see his last 4 games, they're 11, 6, 8, and 12. Is he banging them all home? No, absolutely not. But the volume's there, and that's exactly what you need in a game like now that Devontae Graham's likely not going to play in this one if he hasn't already been ruled out. I wouldn't surprise that he will be ruled out like any minute now. So they're going to start LaMelo. They're going to start Rozier. They're going to start Hayward. They're going to start PJ Washington with Cody Zeller. And the thing that I wrote up about Charlotte, I watched a bit of the game the other night, is that they're not hesitant to take out Cody Zeller, at all. This is a guy that starts and he could play 35 minutes, like he could play 15. They have so many different ways to run their rotations, especially when you look at their bench. They don't have a natural backup center other than Biyombo, and they don't feel comfortable running Bismack out there very often. So it's they end up running PJ Washington at the 5. They shift Hayward to the 4, and then they go really small with Malik Monk, Miles Bridges at the 3. We know how good the chemistry is there between Bridges and LaMelo Ball too. We see an alley-oop dunk pretty much every single time that these 2 play together. So at that point, it's what does Utah do? Do they end up taking out Gobert And I think that's exactly what they would do, because you're not going to leave Rudy out there when PJ Washington's at the 5. You need a smaller lineup. And that could be really good for Donovan Mitchell in a spot like this. If he could share the court with Mike Conley and Joe Ingles and Bogdanovic, like you have legitimate scoring threats all around him, to the point where they can't just key in on Donovan Mitchell, because Bogdanovic can knock down multiple threes, and he can end a game on his own. Conley's likely coming back, unless things changed up until lock there, but Conley's likely coming back in this one. Is he coming back? You're looking at me like he's rolled out.
No. Yeah, I saw he was good. That's why I didn't even know he was even.
Conley's likely coming back. I know he had the Q tag really early in the morning, but he probably ditched that fairly early. So he's coming back today. You have to watch Conley, and then you have Jordan Clarkson off the bench on top of that. Joe Ingles can shoot. He's been shooting well lately. It's like they can't key in on Donovan Mitchell, where they could completely just eliminate him from this game. So I really do like Donovan Mitchell in this spot. My one concern is that they're sure they keep it close enough. I don't know. And my lean right now is no.
Damn.
Like they couldn't even blow out a Golden State team without Steph.
Yeah, that lost me some
money. That game should have been over by halftime.
That game lost me money. I was pretty
angry. Like when Kelly, anyways, it is what it is. It's okay.
It is what it is. Also brought up Bismack Biyombo. Shout out Toronto legend. Bismack Biyombo. Oh, that's always nice to see.
I gotta drop at least a Raptors reference every single.
Hell yeah, dude! There's no Raptors game, so we might as well take advantage of it. All right, last game on the slate: Washington Wizards and Lakers. Lakers favored by 7, over under of 228. Juice is on the over. Lot of red and orange here. LeBron James questionable. We know he's going to be fine. Anthony Davis out. Kyle Kuzma questionable. Dennis Schroeder out. Thomas Bryant out. Ish Smith out. One of the Morris twins is questionable, and of course Giannis's little brother questionable, so watch out for him, guys. But I mean, as you said, everybody's locking in LeBron James. He's in a pretty sweet spot, especially with AD and Schroeder out. I mean, it seems like he's in 10-4. That's Texas size 10-4, right?
He's underpriced.
And
I think that's why everyone's flocking to him, is because he's really underpriced in a good game environment
against the Wizards.
If you play LeBron tonight, you need to play Bradley Beal. That's my take.
God, that'll be so much fun.
So that's my take on this, is because if LeBron ends up going nuclear, he won't pay off his price if they blow them out. So you need Washington to stay in this game, and I think they do. And it's because of this man right here.
God damn.
I'm not scared of playing Bradley Beal against a stingy Lakers defense at all.
He's one of the best scorers.
He's one of the, but that's exactly it. Who's guarding Bradley Beal tonight? Nobody. Wesley Matthews is not guarding him.
Nobody.
There's no chance.
Nobody's gonna guard him.
Nobody's guarding Bradley Beal tonight.
Nobody's gonna guard him.
It's a really hefty price tag to stack LeBron and Bradley Beal with such little value on a slate like this. But if you're playing LeBron, I would highly recommend playing Bradley Beal. That's my take on playing LeBron tonight.
I'm under
his TRA is through the roof, though, by far the highest on the slate.
Good, as it should be. I'm under the assumption that nobody's going to play Russell Westbrook.
Nobody.
And he has been fucking on fire recently.
You know what his hometown is too, right?
I'm going to go with the assumption that it's LA. Yeah, he went to UCLA. Him and Kevin Love. Damn, that team was good too. Man. I don't know, man. Why not Russell Westbrook?
I just can't get behind his shooting. Like, I really
his shooting's terrible, but we've played him like all season. What are you talking about? Now this is the one game
when his price was way down. I didn't play him against Denver. I'm not paying $10K for 52 DraftKings points. That's the only thing. And it's Bradley Beal, bro.
Yeah.
You know I'm a Bradley Beal.
I know. I mean, there's really not much truth there. I think it's like pretty.
Who's rebounding for LA too? On top of that, you're gonna see Russ turn in a vintage performance on the glass tonight. Is he gonna turn in a vintage performance by dropping a 40-point triple double?
No.
I hope not. I'm not playing him. At least in my main lineup, I'm not playing him. I may have some exposure to him in some lineups, but I'm not playing him in my main lineup. But at the same time, he has a lot of rebounding opportunity in a spot like this. So Kuzma, I'm playing on FanDuel 100%. I don't see how you don't play Kuzma on FanDuel. Like he's
what's his price over there?
5,700. Makes way more sense. I'm not paying $7K on DraftKings. I can't do it. He won't like I played it nice in my article today by saying that he won't dazzle with defensive stats or assists, but like he'll get 0. He doesn't pass the ball. Like he does not pass the ball. He stands there and waits for LeBron to feed him, and then he's a spot up shooter. But I love him in this game environment because with how fast Washington plays, way more possessions for an LA team that typically plays a little bit slower. So it's a pace-up spot for them. A ton of possessions. It's just basic math. More opportunity for Kuzma, more shots. You know he's going to be knocking them down. I like Kuzma over 17.5 points. That's another prop that I do like. And I wasn't sure if I was going to include this one, but you know what? Yeah, whatever. We'll do it. Bradley Beal over 39.5 PRA.
It's only 39?
Hammer time.
What?
Yeah. Hammer time.
God.
Hammer time.
Jesus Christ, that's insane.
I have to.
I'd love to see it.
It's way too low.
That is so low. He's going to score 40 points. Like, what the fuck?
I really hope so, because I got to buy a Bradley Beal jersey anyways.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you put the house on it.
No.
Good.
So we have Kuzma over 17.5. Bradley Beal over 39.5. I'm adding that one. Luka PRA, I'm sorry, but
yeah, I'm not going to take it at 51.
I can't recommend
confident,
that one at 51.
Yeah, I'm confident he hits it, but I can't take it at 51. That's just so goddamn high.
You got to take the emotion out of it. So I can't recommend that one at 51.5. What are the ones that I texted you?
John Wall.
John Wall over 36.5. The spicy one would be
Eric
KCP.
Gordon. There was like an Eric Gordon one too.
Yes. So those are the two frisky ones. Eric Gordon over 20.5 points and KCP over 10.5 points. Those ones are on my radar.
My God.
On my radar.
My
goodness. And one that I'm adding to the main slip with the other ones. The Gordon one and the KCP one are on my radar, but the main slip, Jason Tate over 11.5 points. I saw that one as we were coming on air. Over 11.5 points. Jason Tate.
Take him, people.
Kind of hedges my Eric Gordon one. Too, so.
I like that. Hedge. That's what we do in the props market. Charlie, Mitchell, Levine, and Waba, Thad Young, Olynyk, Wall, THT, and Roby.
I didn't really look at Thad Young today. I don't know what his price is, but if it's what it usually is, where he's like almost 6K, I would just go Jason Tate in that spot.
There you go. Who are your favorite value plays in Chicago game for Showdown?
I don't know. Let me check.
Yeah, don't really play Showdown too much. We'll come back. What's good? What's good with you, buddy? LeBron James is going to get you 52 DK points for 10K. LMAO. THT is popping in the model. So
I play whatever it says. So
play the model, people. Did we miss anything up here?
Value plays in the Chicago.
Dario? Question mark from Drea.
Saric?
How many other Darios are there? I don't even know. We did this last week with Hernandez or not Gomez's, right? I don't know.
There was 3 of them.
Could have swore to God there's 3 of them.
It's risky. I don't know if I could get there. I don't think I will get there. But Portland's interior defense, you know you're a Blazers fan. Portland's interior defense is non-existent. So
not much going on there.
The only thing there is that it's the same thing with Phoenix for who knows how many years now. Is it a Kaminsky night or is it a Dario Saric night? It's been like that for...
Wait, I got it. Duplicate the lineup. Run one with each.
That's what you got to do. Honestly, you have to. Like, we're laughing, but you have to.
I know. Well, don't.
Kaminsky could get 30 minutes. Like, Saric could get 30 minutes, and you don't know who's going to drop 30 points and who's going to drop 3. It's like those guys just alternate who goes off one night. So that's the only thing.
Sheesh. Gordon Hayward and Joe Val. Good ways to get different.
Joe Val, I would consider. I know Brian absolutely loves that game. So if you're game stocking that one, I like Joe Val. You need Joe Val in the game stock there with Ja. Gordon Hayward is not even in my player pool today. I can't do it.
Damn.
There's not enough value for me to play Gordon Hayward today.
Damn, like 31.5. I assume that's points.
If your bookie gave you 31.5 PRA, you have to Usain Bolt sprint to the bank, ask for like a 1 trillion market cap, some sort of loan to put that over his PRA. But at 31.5 points, it's too high for my liking.
It's a little high.
Obviously, I'm going to say the over because I don't know what the other word means. But
what other word?
I don't even know what it means
exactly.
But I can't recommend that as a prop.
Luka, Melton, Bain, Cam Johnson, Robin, Dame, THT, CP3.
See, like, this is my issue with this slate is that when we're talking about fringe value plays, it's like, okay, you look at your core on normal nights when we go stars and scrubs, you have guys that are getting spot starts. You have guys that are 6 men off the bench. You have guys that are getting a ton of minutes. Like, to fit, if you take away all the other names, you're going Luka, Dame, CP3. Like, that's the core of your lineup. But then you look at every single other piece. It's Melton, it's Bane, Cam Johnson, Robin Lopez. It's like, man, that's where I don't know if
Robin Lopez. Okay.
I don't know if this kind of build gets there tonight. That's my concern. That's why I hate this league, because I love doing these builds.
Damn.
And we love getting these 5% owned 3K plays using the model, but it's like,
there is
don't force a value play to force it. If it's not there, it's not there.
I love it.
As much as I want to play Luka, if it means I'm playing 6 Desmond Baines, I can't do it.
You're still gonna do it though.
I'm still gonna find a way to do it.
Still gonna do it.
Try to find these value plays in that showdown. I forget who asked that.
Yeah, Charlie, I think did.
So Levine and Wall have to be locked. Levine and Wall have to be locks. Like, you have to play them. Then in order, I'm just looking at prices for guys. Jay Sean Tate sticks out to me. Wendell Carter Jr. Pat Williams is too expensive. I'd rather just go Wendell Carter Jr. for $200 more in that showdown. Daniel House or Nwaba, whoever starts. You probably want at least one of them. And then if you want to take a shot on people, Sterling Brown, PJ Tucker is going to be 99% owned in that showdown. So depending on what kind of contest you're playing, you can do that. And possibly Ben McLemore, but I haven't checked the model. Depends what he's projected for.
Check the model. You can check the model for that showdown slate too. So
like if you filter on the DraftKings, you'll be able to pick your slate, and you could take the Chicago-Washington showdown, and you'll be able to make your lineup using that.
$2 double up. So we got a cash game. Wall, Gordon, James, Roby, Joval, KCP, PJ Tucker. Nope, sorry, that one's thrown out. Oh well, you probably have to play him in cash though, right? Yeah,
he's gonna be 99%.
Sorry, and then Wendell Carter Jr.
I like that. Just maybe Wall, Gordon.
Get a little Justice Winslow in there.
I don't know if you need Valanciunas in cash today. You can move Wendell Carter Jr. to center, or Roby, or PJ Tucker, any one of these guys, and just find a way to swap out Valanciunas. It's the only thing.
DraftKings single entry: Luka, Melton, Tate, Olynyk, Joval, John Morant, Temple, and Cam Johnson.
Is Cam Johnson popping in the model? I'm seeing so much Cam Johnson. I don't understand.
Let's check the model. We're gonna check the model and see if Cam Johnson is popping in the model. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it popping over 5. So he's 3,500. He's getting 5.6 value. So yeah, Robin Lopez is up there too.
Slater will probably do it. So I wouldn't play Melton with Jean Morant. If you're playing Jean Morant and Joel, you want that game to go off. You don't even want Melton on the court. So that would be my one thing with that lineup. But the rest, it's all the value plays are risky tonight, guys. Every single one of them. So
I don't know. Caught Valentine.
Is this for a showdown? Captain Levine? Why are you playing showdowns, Brian? Don't do this to me.
Brian, stop it.
Captain Levine, Wall, Gordon, White, Carter Jr., McLemore. Yeah, that's perfect. That's an amazing lineup.
Doing showdown with my boy Charlie tonight. Love it.
Yeah,
Chuck.
That's a perfect lineup. Maybe run a second one with Wall at captain over Levine, and then upgrade McLemore to somebody, whoever you could get.
That'd be fun.
All right. Kobe White like in Waba, and then go from McLemore to House or something.
I'm gonna go make my tacos for Taco Monday. Ghost, where can everyone find you on the internet?
At DFS_Ghost over on Twitter, and of course with the Win Daily team, windailysports.com/chat. So I was a little
early. I was trying to time it with you. You were trying to time it with me. So
windailysports.com/chat. Make sure you guys come and join. 7 free days, a ton of knowledge, a lot of gifts. Adam just put out a Top Shot article as well. So if you guys haven't seen that, or if you're not into NBA Top Shot, first of all, do get into it. It's very worth it. And if you want to learn anything, I'm just put out a free article for anybody. You just go on the site. It's right there on the homepage. So
right there.
Make sure you guys go do that. We have a ton of content, DFS, sports betting, stuff like Top Shot. Any way we could make money, It's exactly what
We're
we're into.
here to help you make money. We got stock articles up there too, which is fun. Let's fucking make some money with us, man. We're here for it. You can find me on Michael Rizzico 1, us at Win Daily Sports. Please, if you haven't already, smash the like button. It really does help us. We appreciate everyone in the chat tonight. One last question here.
Yeah, got to end it with a Shane question.
Yep.
He's due for another 17.5K there.
Love it, Shane. Lillard, Doncic, Gordon, Clarkson, Finney Smith, and Waba, Roby, Kuzma, Joval.
I like that.
Mm.
Run another one with Wall. Okay, enter that in a 3 max if you can. I haven't checked the 3 max contest on FanDuel, but go Lillard, Doncic, Lillard, Wall, Doncic. Lock in Gordon in all 3. Lock in Roby, Kuzma in all 3. And then just swap out Nwaba for House in at least one of them, if not 2 of them. So keep 1 Nwaba, 2 House. And then run 1 Joval, 1 Wendell Carter Jr., 1 punt center, Olynyk, Robin Lopez, something like that. And then lock Gordon in all 3 and then change your shooting guard. So 1 Mitchell. If you want to run Clarkson, that's okay. Run 1 Clarkson, 1 Mitchell or SGA, 1 Levine or Beal.
There you go, Shane. Listen back to that. Listen back to that. Awesome. One more time, windailysports.com/chat. 7 free days in our expert Discord chat. We appreciate everyone in the chat tonight. We appreciate you, Ghost Man. For everyone here at Win Daily Sports HNB Media TV, my name is Michael Rizzico, and I hope you make it a very profitable, technically National Margarita Monday.
Mojito Monday.
Mojito, well, actually Mojito Monday, but Margarita Monday too.